early years, I used to chop cotton, and I picked cotton, plowed with mules. But later on, I became one of the tractor drivers, and that was kind of like a big promotion for a guy walking from behind the plow and the mule to driving tractors.
And from there,
thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away from me. The thrill is gone, baby.
that's Mr. B.B. King, known the world over as the king of rhythm and blues. But here he is at Parchman Prison under the broiling Mississippi sun, giving one of his many free prison concerts. This guy's got heart, and his story is a true American success story, if ever there was one.
We started, as we use the word, from kin to can't. That meant until you, from the time you could see until you couldn't. That was from kin to can't. And we were talking earlier about how far I lived. I lived about, I guess about a mile and a half, 2 miles from here. And mornings the bell would ring on another plantation not far from here called Woodburn Plantation. And somewhere in the area, a bell would ring, and that was for everybody to get up in the morning. The bell usually would ring about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Every day I have the blues when you see me wearing people. That's you I hate to lose.
B.B. King didn't start out singing the blues. He first sang gospel at this church on the plantation where he lived and worked, just outside Indianola. But things began to change when he hit his late teens.
I got into blues because on Saturdays after work, most time we worked till Saturday noon on the plantation. And when I would go to town, I would sit on one of the streets and play. People would request blues tunes. And when I would sing a blues tune, I was always tipped well for it. And people that would ask me to sing gospel songs most times didn't tip.
Nobody loves me but my mother. And she could be jiving too.
So this rough-cut Mississippi young man took his country blues to Memphis, following a well-worn path up Highway 61 like many other bluesmen before him. After one false start, he finally made it here to the famous Beale Street.
I got so many memories for Beale Street. They had the pawn shops up there a lot of times, and guys usually would buy pretty nice clothes because a lot of times people thought that, you know, when you spend a lot of money for a pair of shoes, a lot of money for a suit, that, you know, you was just doing that to be well-groomed. Not so. You did that so in case you got broke, you could always go up to the pawn shop and get something for it.
It's just gotta be a better world somewhere.
And then when I got to Memphis and I became a disc jockey, and they used to call me the blues boy from Beale Street. The Beale Street blues boy, a lot of times they would say. And people that started writing in, fans, would just say BB, which meant blues boy. And that's how the name BB came about.
For years, B.B. played what was called the Chitlin Circuit. Real fame came for him first, not here, but overseas.
People like you pretty well, maybe in Greenville or Greenwood, but they didn't know about you in Natchez or someplace else. And when I went to Europe, then I was treated as a star first.
But it was obvious on this recent trip back to Indianola, the ties to home are still close ones.
Everybody, tell everybody that B.B. King's in town.
I now know how the prodigal son must have felt when he was welcomed home by his family. I never realized that I had so many friends.
Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old. Get together and let the good times roll. Let me hear you say it. Let the good times roll.
You know, it's one thing that I've always wanted to do.
What?
Piss the police off.
What was it like singing with B.B. King on the radio?
It was beautiful. We got more invitations than we could fill. but they just didn't pay like they will pay for singing the blues.
It was the blues or it was church, okay? That's where they got inspiration from. So today, I don't really know, but it's everybody's music now.
There's another old friend in B.B. King's life, a lady named Lucille, his guitar. But you'll never see him playing Lucille and singing at the same time.
I can feel my playing while I'm singing and feel my singing while I'm playing. And they both just don't seem to coordinate.
If you do plan to see him perform, you can count on seeing him. He's rarely, very rarely ever canceled a concert.
You got people that are doing everything to make this possible, and then there were people that could have gone someplace else, decided to come there. So one me don't show up hurts a lot of people. So.
Music is love. My love is music.
Blues to me is kind of like life as we've lived it in the past, as we live it today, and I believe live it in the future, because it tells the story about people, what people do, in a lot of cases why they do it and why they have not done it. That to me is blues in a simple form of telling a story.
Outside entry should always be forbidden.
I'm a firm believer that you don't always get patted on the head because you do the thing that was supposed to be done.